6 people, including 2 police officers, have been killed in a violent night in Queensland's Western Downs region. Joining us live is the Mayor of Western Downs Regional Council, Paul McVeigh. Paul, thank you for your time this morning. I just got to start off with how the area is today dealing with the fallout of this horrific story.
It's devastating for our community to see such an incident like this occur in our small community. We're a large region, but a population only 35,000. This is a very small part of our community. And devastating news right across our region, and people wake up this morning to hear the news of the tragedies that have happened within our region, and our heartfelt condolences go to the families of those young police officers. Very, very sad morning to wake up to, and incidents like this should never happen in our region, in our state, or even in our nation. What
questions have you got that are unanswered in your mind this morning, Paul?
Look, it's one of those things. Obviously, we'll hear a statement from the QPS a little bit later. But our concerns are really about our community, the families that have been impacted, but the devastation in a community which will go on for weeks and months, and the loss of those lives, certainly those 2 young officers that have left their work to go to work to protect our community, and unfortunately won't be coming home to those families, and that's the devastation in this that will impact our community for a long time. And I suppose what we need is improvements in our region's security.
Are you any clearer as to how this started and what actually happened, Paul?
No, we're not, and obviously our role is to support our community and certainly support our police force in a time of need, and this is tragedy wherever this is located in Australia, and unfortunately it's in our region, and we're certainly waiting to hear a report from the QPS on what's actually going on, what's eventuated throughout our region, but our support is for our community at the moment, to support our police, to make sure that they're all being supported as best they can in this tragic situation.
Did you know any of the victims, Paul?
No, not at this stage. Those sort of names haven't been released. We're certainly waiting to hear what the information comes from QPS later in the day. And this is still very much an active site, and that information is to be released by the Queensland Police Services. And our efforts as a community, as council, is to support our community in such a very trying time, and support those families that have been devastatingly impacted by this.
What can you say, and for those who aren't familiar with the region, what can you say with the layout of it all? What sort of an area are we dealing with, or are police dealing with this morning?
Yeah, the area that's impacted is an area between Chinchilla and Tara, the Wieambilla area there. It's a small community. As I said, we're quite a large region, but a small population, 35,000. Whether it's a large town or a small population of just over 100, that impact is devastating. And the safety of our community, we were getting calls last night of people worried about their own safety. And I know our police have done an absolutely fantastic job in securing this site, but we'll never be able to bring those lives of those young police officers back. And that's the tragedy when we have a situation like this. And we need into the future, I suppose, the aftermath of this will look at how we improve the quality and safety of our communities in an event like this.
So what do you mean by that, Paul? Do you need more police on the beat?
Well, I don't know if it's more police. It's probably, I think everyone's wanting more police in the region. It's actually to stop it. We shouldn't have this situation, and we don't know why this has happened, but we need to understand as a community, working with the Queensland Police, working with our governments, both state and federal, to make sure that these sort of situations, and even as a council, our responsibility is to make sure our communities are safe. And
When you say you've had calls from concerned locals, is that to suggest that there have been issues with safety before?
Oh, no, I think it was just there's a drama unfolded last night, and there was a lot of misinformation going around in the early part of this, and people didn't really understand where
Right.
the location was. They was just bringing about their own safety, their own family's safety, and obviously everyone's first concerns are their families. And now we have two families that have lost absolute loved ones who were doing the duty and serving their community, and certainly devastated in that space.
All right, Paul, we'll leave it there. Appreciate your time this morning. Thanks so much for joining us here. That's Paul McVeigh.